another question. Did the CSA implementation within your organization happen with a pilot? How did you measure the effectiveness when compared with the earlier CSV approach? Anybody?
So I can speak to that one because we actually did a pilot, and so part of what we were trying to do with the pilot was to basically show that there was, by doing what we were proposing, that we were not taking unnecessary risk or creating, again, situations where we would be like non-compliant. So a lot of what we did was, like, again, with our first pilot, believe it or not, is essentially we were executing on practices, given the size of our organization, that we were already doing in some other places. So it was like there was not like an unnecessary level of risk being taken, but just bringing a lot of good things together. So, for example, you will see in that webinar where we moved from waterfall to agile. So there were, again, some velocity that we gained by doing that. We were using it was a global program with local deployment. So we had done a lot of the like baseline qualification or validation for the software in multiple pre-existing deployments. So the question was like, why do we need to keep on repeating this? Because we already did it like 2 or 3 times. It's like essentially the same result. Can we leverage that? So leveraging that, leveraging work that was done by the vendor and working with the vendor as a partner to really focus again, what is different? Like, essentially, where are they like at the highest risk? And so doing that. Also using limited scripting. So I'm not going to say the unscripted here, but limited scripted testing. And why that worked? Well, it worked because the people doing the testing and really involving the users to do some of that testing, because then it was really reflective of, is this going to work for them at the end of the day? But number 2 is, how can we do limited scripting? Is because they knew the application very well. So they can go and do it like with minimal instruction. So it didn't require, like, again, deep instruction. And really involved in many cases, again, is like just like you would do in an FMEA, you have a cross-functional team. Again, in applying CSAs, you also need, it's a team effort. So you need to sometimes, we in quality and compliance, we don't necessarily have all the answers. And so many times people will say, well, what if we did this instead of that? Essentially, can we do it? And so you just need to be open to the idea that, again, just because we did certain things in a certain way, is there like a better way of doing it? Or, again, understanding what is being proposed and say, yes, like, again, I covered that risk or I covered that testing elsewhere. Do I need to repeat it here? No. So again, you leverage or you can cover that. So to me, again, with pilot, again, it's like, it's the best thing is just, again, do like a small test and learn, and then you keep on evolving from there. And then over time, you find other opportunities where you can still like simplify it and increase that velocity.
Thank you, Ron.